Hey guys, welcome to the 2 a.m. Pipe on the Patio. Today, smoking the 2017, I believe it is, St. Nicholas 320 Savinelli, as I call it, the tube sock, because that stem looks like a dang tube sock. And in it, I am smoking some Scawith and Hogarth's Black Irish Twist, my favorite tobacco in the world. Beautiful morning. It's 11:30. 61 degrees. Just gorgeous out here. It's starting to feel like fall. Of course, my oak tree is always the first thing on the property to drop its leaves. This big pin oak back here. I got leaves all over the yard back here. It just keeps dropping them. So it's been raining the last couple days, so I'm gonna let things dry out here and then blow off this back porch. Do some weed whacking, and gotta do a lot of weed whacking around that oak tree because I can't get around it with the mower. The roots are too thick. So I need to I need to weed whack around that tree. But I'm gonna let everything dry out. So it was raining yesterday and this morning. It was raining not raining, but really good drizzle coming down this morning. Yesterday rained pretty good. So I'm smoking some the pre-cut Black Irish Twist that I have, which is fairly fresh. And most of the Black Irish Twist that is still in twist form that I have is a couple years old. When I go to smoke it, it's a couple years old. And I have several big jars. I think I have 3 of them of Black Irish Twist in my cellar. And by the time I go to smoke Black Irish Twist, the stuff I'm smoking is a couple years old. So when I go to smoke some, when I need some to smoke, I'll go and I'll take a twist out and I'll put it in a smaller jar and I'll bring it up here, and that's what I'll smoke till it's gone. But that is about 2 years old when I bring it up, because I have that stuff I've had that stuff in my when I'm about done with one jar, I'll order a new jar. I'll order new stuff, another pound of it, put it in a jar and stick it in the cellar. So I always have about 3 jars in my cellar. And so that the jar that I'm smoking is always about 2 years old. So the jar I'm smoking right now is from 2020. So it's almost 3 years old now. Which makes it easier to smoke. Makes it easier to light. It's got some 2 years in a jar, or almost 3 years in a jar at this point. even though it's in a jar, It's still aging. It's still kind of drying out in the jar. Yeah, I'm opening it up. I'm taking pieces out, putting it in a smaller jar. The jar I'm smoking out of is getting opened. You know, I'm taking pieces out. I'm cutting it up. It's getting air, you know, as I'm smoking it. So it's drying out as I'm smoking it. And there's air in the jar as it's sitting down in the basement in my cellar. In the jar, there's air in the jar. You know, it's not airproof. You know, there's air in the jar, so it is drying somewhat in the jar. It gets opened to take pieces out. Air gets in there. I close it up. It sits in there. It is drying in the jars. It's more airproof than in a bag or something like that. But I do buy some of this pre-sliced every once in a while. I'll buy 4 ounces or maybe 8 ounces once in a while, just to have for if I'm going somewhere and I don't want to have to cut and slice and do the whole procedure on twist. If I'm going out and I want to take some pictures and I want to take my pipe with me and want some Black Irish twist, I just grab a bunch of the pre-sliced, put it in my tobacco pouch, and I've got Black Irish twist with me. I don't have to worry about slicing it up, cutting it, you know, cubing it, doing all the prep work on it. It's ready to go. So I always have some of that with me, and it's fresh. So it's a little harder to keep lit sometimes because it is more fresh than the stuff I smoke from my cellar. It's a little moister. And it's a little more difficult to light. So if you are somebody who is going to start smoking a lot of Black Irish twist, I advise to get a couple pounds of it. Put some in jars. Put them down in your cellar. Put them away. Put them in a closet. Take 8 ounces and put it in a jar and smoke that 8 ounces. Just start smoking that and leave the other stuff there. And then just draw from that stuff and replace, as you take some out, replace, you know, buy some new stuff, put it at the end of your cellar. You know, put a new jar at the end of the cellar, what you take out, replace. Put that at the end of your cellar so that it will be aged. When you go to smoke it, it'll have a couple years of age on it. So it'll help with getting it lit. Won't be as hard to light. That's what I do anyway. I've got probably 3 pounds of it down in the cellar, just aging. Well, probably 2.5 pounds, 2.5 pounds, something like that. And then I have a small jar, small jar about probably that big, that has about probably 8 ounces in it that I smoke out of that jar. And when that jar is almost empty, I'll take the stuff that's in there, take it out, take stuff out of the jar, the oldest jar that's in my cellar, fill that up, put the stuff that I had in there on the top that was in the little jar on the top of that, close it up, and I just smoke out of that jar. Getting a little bit of drizzle coming down again here today, right now. Nothing major, just a little bit. Just had a hawk fly by back behind me. I could see it in the windows here. That was right past here. But anyway, so it's been a quiet morning. Using this old Medico tamper here. I actually really like this tamper. It's got closes up real nice. It's got a little loop on it that you could put on your belt loop. It's a nice little tamper. It's pretty stout. It's a pretty heavy one. So it's got 3 tools on it. It's got the tamper, a nice little knife, like a scraper, and then a punch on it. It's a cool little but it's really heavy. It's really heavy. Oh man, I'm I got a bunch of stuff I gotta send out to people. Yeah, I just gotta get on that. I'm terrible at that. Gotta get some boxes. Get that stuff sent out. Well, guys, apparently I got nothing else to say. Not that I ever do, but so I'm gonna end this here. I'll catch y'all later. Have a good one. God bless. See you later.